After months of protests from Native Americans and environmental activists, construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline will stop.
It's a tremendous victory for Standing Rock, for the Aceti-Sakowin, for the countless tribal nations, indigenous communities, and millions of Americans and people across the world who hit the streets in support of Standing Rock.
The company building the pipeline was waiting for a permit on the very last section, which would have crossed the Missouri River just north of the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation. Instead of granting the permit, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says it will find an alternate route for the pipeline. For months, Native Americans and environmental activists have protested, arguing the pipeline poses an environmental hazard.
The Missouri River is the only water supply for the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. That gets contaminated. They don't have a water supply.
The company building the pipeline says it would be safer than sending oil via trucks or trains.
That this pipeline is being built to safety standards that far exceed what the government requires us to do.
With the increase in U.S. oil production, oil pipeline leaks are up 60% since 2009.
Sunoco Logistics spills more crude than any of its competitors, 200 oil leaks in the last 6 years. Doesn't that safety record indicate that the concerns of the Standing Rock tribe ought to be listened to?
The tribe also claimed construction had already disrupted some of their sacred sites and burial grounds.
We have a sworn declaration from one of the tribe's cultural experts that describes some of these sites, multiple grave sites and burials. We put all that in front of the court, and the next morning it was gone. They took that information and bulldozed the entire site.
The law tries to keep this exact thing from happening through a process called consultation.
Anytime there's a project on federal lands, American Indian governments have the right to consult with the United States agencies before those projects go forward.
The tribe says this consultation didn't happen the way it was supposed to. And for months, they've been occupying land that's owned by the pipeline company, but which the tribe says belongs to them. And county law enforcement officials have been aggressively trying to get them to leave. The CEO of the company building the pipeline had hoped that President-elect Donald Trump could push the project through. And though Trump says he supports the pipeline, he'd have to go through the courts to reverse this decision from the Army Corps, which means, for now, the tribe's water source is safe.